From royal tombs hidden in deserts to sunken ships resting beneath cold oceans, the world is full of treasures waiting to be found. These are the mysteries that time couldn't bury and have never been solved. Here are the top 10 lost treasures that still might be out there. Deep within the pages of the Hebrew Bible lies a mystery unlike any other, the Ark of the Covenant, it's believed. This sacred relic was said to hold the very tablets of the 10 Commandments, crafted from acacia wood, overlaid with gold, and topped with cherubim statues. It was the most holy object in ancient Israel. But in 587 BC, when the Babylonians sacked Jerusalem, the Ark disappeared. Was it stolen, hidden, or destroyed? The book of Exodus describes how a large amount of gold was used and how God gave Moses detailed instructions to build the Ark from acacia wood, overlaid with gold. But the second account, in the book of Deuteronomy, tells a much simpler version, an ark made only of wood, with no mention of gold or decoration. So, which one is true?
For this, I mean, this has been around for a long time for people laying claim to what actually this ark means and does and holds. But I'm curious about these beings that are sort of guarding this thing. Do we have any more information about what these beings might be that are guarding this thing? What kind of energies?
Yeah, so I think that word is not the proper word to use. You're talking about something that is a very highly spiritual object and artifact. I call it a form of technology. And when you deal in that world, think about it scientifically as frequencies. There are certain frequencies that some people can touch and some people cannot, because if you don't have the proper vehicle to do it, it will literally electrocute you and kill you. For example, there are some people like monks who can walk on fire and not get burned, but me and you may walk on fire and we're going to get burned. That's what we're talking about with certain energies embedded into this thing. Remember, we're talking 4,000 years ago. This is around the same time of the pyramids as well. We're talking about a civilization, a society, a people that did things in a way that we do not understand today because it's forgotten knowledge. But what's interesting over here, when it comes to understanding its location as well, which is important, is, yeah, there are some people saying, it might be in Ethiopia. We don't really know. Well, the CIA documents are talking about it underneath some sort of dome, some big mosque.
None of these theories have ever been proven. Even a World War II investigation in Ethiopia left more questions than answers. Still, the legend continues. Could the Ark of the Covenant still be out there? What if I told you that some of the world's greatest treasures disappeared during World War II and might still be hidden underground? During World War II, Europe was in chaos. While cities burned and nations fought, the Nazis were stealing massive amounts of wealth, gold, art, and jewels from across the continent. But when the war ended, much of that treasure simply vanished. This is the legend of Nazi gold, a mystery that still captures the world's imagination.
The Nazis transported much of what they considered valuable looted wealth, gold from the Reichsbank and an assortment of incriminating records of dastardly deeds, to their mighty Alpine fortress, and many believe these treasures are still lying around tunnels, bunkers, and the bottom of lakes, waiting to be found. I mean, there's so much stuff still missing that it is obviously somewhere. Considering the number of credible eyewitness accounts of SS activity around the lake in the last months of the war and the discovery of the forged money, not to mention all the suspicious deaths in the years after the war, it's clear that something was going on at the now quiet lake. With the thick carpet of logs lying at the bottom of the lake, it's very possible that whatever was dumped into the lake over 80 years ago is now stuck or buried in the mud under a near impenetrable layer of logs. It seems that the Nazis chose well, and the secrets entrusted to Lake Toplitz will remain secret.
In 2016, treasure hunters in Wałbrzych, Poland, thought they found a hidden Nazi train packed with gold using radar. But after digging, they found nothing. Lake Toplitz, a 300-foot deep alpine lake, has once coughed up counterfeit money from Nazi schemes, but no gold, and its murky depths have claimed divers' lives. This isn't just a treasure hunt, it's a dark piece of history. The bunkers and tunnels are still out there, holding secrets. Will someone uncover the truth, or is Nazi gold lost forever? One of the world's greatest treasures vanished during war, leaving behind silence, theories, and a haunting mystery. The Amber Room was once called the eighth wonder of the world. It was a glowing chamber made of amber, gold, and mirrors. In 1716, it was given by Prussia to Russia as a royal gift. This room was not just decoration, it was a priceless masterpiece, admired for its beauty and detail.
Its value today is estimated at 200 million euros. For 225 years, the Amber Room was at the Catherine Palace in Pushkin, a suburb of what's now again called St. Petersburg.
But during World War II, everything changed. Nazi forces looted the Amber Room and moved it to the city of Königsberg, today known as Kaliningrad. Then, suddenly it vanished. Some believe it was destroyed in bombings. Others say it was hidden in underground mines. A few even think it sank with a German ship called the Karlsruhe, which was found in 2007 without any amber. To this day, no one knows the truth. A full replica now stands in Russia's Catherine Palace, but the original Amber Room, it remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history. What if the world's biggest pirate treasure is still out there, buried, guarded, and untouched for over 200 years? In 1820, as Peru fought for independence, a massive fortune in gold, silver, and jewels, worth over $200 million today, vanished from the capital city of Lima. It wasn't stolen by thieves in the night. It was moved in secret and never seen again. The story goes that a man named Captain William Thompson took the treasure aboard his ship. To protect the secret, he killed the entire crew and disappeared into the sea. For more than 2 centuries, explorers, treasure hunters, and even governments have searched Cocos Island. August Gisler spent 19 years digging and found nothing. This is the legend of the treasure of Lima, a true pirate mystery. In 1216, King John of England was running for his life. A rebellion had broken out, and he was trying to escape. His wagons were filled with gold plates, scepters, and the crown jewels. As he crossed a dangerous area called the Wash Estuary, disaster struck. Quicksand and high tides swallowed his entire caravan. The treasure disappeared, lost in the mud forever.
It wasn't a legendary event at all, that this was a genuine historical event, that no commentators, academic or otherwise, seriously disputed that there had been an accident whilst the king's baggage train was crossing the Well Stream, that a substantial amount of equipment and jewels, and eventually it became established the royal regalia of England had gone down with it.
Even today, the Wash remains a mystery. It's a place of shifting mudflats, deep water, and hidden dangers. Many have searched with radar and digging tools, but they've found nothing. Some say the treasure was secretly recovered. Others believe it was never lost, but no proof has ever been found. Who knows, it still might be out there, buried deep in the mud. In 1521, Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés defeated the mighty Aztec Empire. But one mystery has never been solved. What happened to Emperor Montezuma's legendary treasure? We're talking about gold, jade, turquoise, riches that symbolize the heart of a powerful empire. Some of it was taken by the Spanish, but the rest, it disappeared. Some say it was thrown into Lake Texcoco to keep it out of Spanish hands. Since then, centuries of explorers from Spanish colonists to modern archaeologists have searched for it. They've found small artifacts, but never the real jackpot. Lake Texcoco is now mostly drained, but its muddy remains may still hide the secret. There's a hidden gold mine in Arizona, so valuable that it made one man a legend and led others to their deaths. Deep in the Superstition Mountains of Arizona lies one of America's greatest mysteries. It's called the Lost Dutchman's Mine. In the 1800s, a man named Jacob Waltz claimed he founded a mine full of gold. Waltz was a German immigrant and took the location to his grave.
Man, here's the lay of the land. This is beautiful.
You want to see gold from the Superstition Mountains?
Yes, I do.
Follow me.
I came here thinking that the gold that Jacob Waltz was finding had been brought here from another land by Aztecs who were coming from Montezuma's order, bringing the gold from Mexico to this land.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Now, that's not to say that the Aztec didn't come north.
Yeah.
After Cortés defeated them. But we know for a fact that Jacob Waltz's mine was not Aztecan gold.
Since then, many have tried to find it, but a brutal wilderness has swallowed searchers with strange stories, cursed maps, and sudden attacks. Some experts believe the mine never existed. They say it's just a story, but many still search, following Waltz's old and vague directions. As the American Civil War ended in 1865, the Confederate States collapsed, and with them, their treasury disappeared. This wasn't just a few coins. We're talking about a fortune. Gold, silver, and paper currency all gone without a trace. When the Confederate capital Richmond fell, President Jefferson Davis fled with the Treasury. But somewhere on the journey, the treasure simply vanished. No official records ever confirmed its final destination. Countless searches have turned empty. Some believe it lies hidden underground, while others think it was quietly spent or even dumped into a river. To this day, the Confederate Treasury remains one of America's greatest lost fortunes. What happened inside the Dublin Castle in 1907 still puzzles the world today. The crown jewels of Ireland, emerald-encrusted badges of the Order of St. Patrick, vanished without a trace. These weren't just beautiful gems, they were powerful symbols of Irish nobility and pride. Then came the shock. Just days before a royal visit, the jewels were gone. No alarms, no witnesses, no answers.
Suspicious, yes? What we do know is that Kane was sure it was an inside job. I mean, you don't need to work for Scotland Yard to figure that one out, do you? So, were there any suspects to the biggest unsolved theft in the history of Ireland? Why, yes. Yes, there were. And they were all closely connected with the Ulster King of Arms himself, Arthur Vick.
Castle staff, even former knights, were named as suspects. But here's the catch. No one was arrested. The jewels were never found. Were they buried somewhere in Dublin or sold on the black market? Over 100 years later, the case remains unsolved, and the crown jewels of Ireland are still missing. Hidden treasures, royal secrets, and a century-old mystery. This is the story of the missing Faberge eggs. Made for the Russian Tsars, Faberge eggs were more than just luxury items. Only 50 imperial eggs were ever created. Each one was a priceless treasure worth millions today.
A gentleman had it, the most unassuming, modest person you could imagine. And he walked up to my desk, which is in this room, and presented me with a sheaf of photographs in which there were pictures of this, one of the greatest pieces of gold work ever to be created. To find one of them is the luck of not just one lifetime, but 1,000 lifetimes, and he had found one. These are the things we hunt all day, every day, and to be presented with one was the most sort of spine-tinglingly exciting moment.
After the Russian Revolution in 1917, these royal eggs were scattered. Some were sold, some stolen, but 6 of them simply disappeared. Where are they now? Nobody knows. Some showed up in dusty attics and rare auctions, but 6 are still lost, vanished without a trace. Their tiny surprises like mini carriages or portraits are also gone. Are they hidden in a vault, lost in a private collection, or destroyed forever? The missing Faberge eggs remain one of history's most delicate and glittering mysteries. And that wraps up our journey through the world's lost treasures that might still be out there. From sacred arks to glittering eggs, each one holds a secret that continues to fuel curiosity and adventure. Which one would hunt for? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this mystery-filled journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell icon so you never miss a new mystery.